Hello, my wonderful students. Here we are. It is Saturday afternoon, and hopefully you are outside enjoying the beautiful weather, and also maybe you have found a place to sit outside in a park and read Ghetto Side and take notes. Maybe. Okay. I wanted to put together a very short video for you for the weekend and just a few reminders. I've graded quizzes, and overall they were good, except that somehow, inexplicably, about 10 of you between the two different class sections did not take it. I honestly don't know what to say. I don't think I could have done anything more to remind you that that quiz was happening. So, you know, it's 5% of your grade. Some of you have managed to miss 2 of them now. I got nothing. All right. Quizzes, like I said, overall looked good. Most people got 9s and 10s. A few people struggled a little bit more. It seemed maybe like that was because they didn't do all the reading. Again, not sure. I thought you guys did pretty well with introducing short quotes, so that was good. If that was a place you struggled, just read the comments on the quiz that show how to have done that correctly. Okay, next thing. We've all started on the group projects. I told you, if possible, to set up a Google Doc for the whole group online, throwing some ideas up there and making sure that by Tuesday you have a sense of what your group wants to do. We can refine it a little bit, and I will give you bits and bits of time in class if I can. But and probably more, but we also have to go through the different sections of the book, and you guys are doing chapter presentations and so on, and that just takes up class time, especially since you guys are good at discussing it. So group projects. Many of you are going to be going out and doing interviews. That is fantastic. I'm going to show you on Tuesday how to do a good interview. I'm also putting up 2 samples of student interviews just to give you an idea. They're quick. There's one of them is about 2 minutes, the other one's about 5 minutes, and it just shows you what a good interview and a bad interview look like so you can begin your thinking on it. Like I said, they shouldn't take you very long to watch, neither should this. However, there is interview planning material right in your book on page 120 and 121. Please take a look at it, particularly at page 120 that talks about what you're going to do during the interview. Like I said, we'll talk about it more on Tuesday, but that's my recommendation. And I definitely recommend that more than one person go to each interview if at all humanly possible. They go better if you have 2. Okay, last thing I want to say, a few people have reached out and said they were irritated about their grades, or they didn't understand what the whole deal was, or they didn't get my comments. Fair enough. Okay, first of all, the comments aren't arbitrary. I can't just like put your paper on my head and be like, feels like a C. It isn't like that at all. I have very particular things I'm grading. First of all, the argument, right? Did you have one? Was it detailed enough? And did you sustain it all the way through? And the second part is, and that's 50%. So if that's not working, the paper's not working. The next part is the text usage and quotes, the MLA. Could you bring in information? Sometimes people are paraphrasing things and not telling me where they got the information from. That is a very important thing to fix. Okay, we'll talk more about MLA, but you gots to get with that. And please, please remember that you're going to use paraphrases, just use them sparingly, right? It makes sense to paraphrase stuff from the Rutgers databank because it's not really quotable. It does not make sense to just summarize the entire article about Chris Christie, so don't do that. Next thing, I have a section in here about how to receive criticism on your papers, how to understand it and react to it. Basically, obviously, it's a sign of respect for you that I give you criticism and that I give you comments, and in many ways, the comments are far more important than the grades because the comments are what help you get improvement in the skills. Now, I know you're probably taking the class thinking you just need to get an A or whatever your goal was in the class, but that A is a representation. It's a symbolic thing. The representation is about what you learned and what you accomplished and what skills you built. And that stuff is my job, and my job can only be done by giving you feedback and constructive criticism. Constructive criticism should never shame you or make you feel like I just said your paper was bad. Of course, I never think that. It should give you, though, a path forward. You know it's constructive if I've told you, like, these are the things to build on. These are the specific places that weren't working. This is where I want you to focus your attention. Those things will help you build your skills. But if you don't read your comments, I can't help you. So read the comments. Sometimes people get those comments, they feel sort of hard to take in. And I know that that's true for me when I work really hard on something. I sometimes feel very defensive, like, these things, this is my baby. You know, I put a lot of effort into it. So if you get your comments back and you feel like reluctant to take them in, I understand that. But have your feeling for a day or so, maybe 2, Let it flow through you, and then come back and take a look at the comments and see whether you can use them to improve your writing going forward. If you're really mad, I usually think that's a good sign because it means you really care. So, and then I got a little thing at the bottom that's like troubleshooting, like what to do if you got a lower grade than you expected, what to do if you got the grade, like a decent grade, but you want to do better, and then also, like if you got a higher grade than expected, it's always a good thing. All right, so that's the information about grades, quizzes. If you took it, most of you did all right. If you keep up with the reading, you'll do even better. Group projects, hold off on interviews until we've had a chance to talk about them in more depth and watch the little videos that I am posting for you. Okay. Have a great weekend.